welcome back to another episode of Roll for Story, the Sevenfold Maze. So, you guys last session had to escape from the ensuing guards that had swarmed the first region of the Sevenfold Maze, and Raheem is still wearing those manacles, which you believe to have some sort of homing beacon that several of the Dao are honed in on and are still chasing, but managed to escape through the back of goodness sake, what's his name? Haran's estate, and you encountered the Dao who was following you. Began summoning earth elementals to pursue you, but you teleported out of there and quickly found another route through the maze. You have the keystone that allows you to bypass at least the first region's security doors. You befriended an ogre who said he would do his best to stop anyone else following you.
He gave me a high five.
Yeah, he did. There was a great thundering boom throughout the earth, and then a voice sort of sounded through it in Terran, announcing that these assassins who had murdered the Great Khan were on the loose, and that you would the lockdown basically was to stop anyone from leaving or getting further from the first region. So Raheem decided he would use his old escape plan, which he does know a little bit about this area, and he knows there is a tunnel that leads into the third region somewhere in this garden. And as you went into it, you realized it wasn't just a normal garden. This was filled with strange, kind of many-faceted looking trees, kind of looking like they were made of stone or some sort of, at least, rocky-looking organic material. And there were like abundance of fruit kind of growing from them, like little gemstones. You quickly cast Pass Without Trace as you was potentially spotted by one of the guards in the tower. As you began to descend, you went and kind of moved around the side, found this entrance in this large bowl, went down a well and entered into this dungeon. You found a wall filled with these vines that are kind of scraped along the side, and Raheem and Eirina pulled on them for about a good few minutes before they finally gave way, and suddenly you felt the entire dungeon kind of rumbling, and a passageway opened up in front of you. You could hear voices on the other side. These turned out to be a group of escapees who have got some sort of operation going on here. There's a couple of drow, a dwarf, or rather a duergar, and a human, and they've got loads of crates, which I think you were trying to peek into last time, Elias, and okay, you didn't quite get to see what it was. You could see something was in the crate, something shiny perhaps, but just as you was opening it, you had a crossbow trained on your head. They led you around the side and told you that they had a door they were trying to get through to get deeper in. You found out this door has a combination which your keystone matches, and you entered in the combination, and just as you was about to go through, they tried to stab you in the back, but you put down a smoke bomb, Kesh'an, managing for everyone to quickly escape through this side of the wall. I think Karius is the only one left to get through there, but they're currently trying to chase after you, but they're a bit disorientated, of course, because they can't see. And that's where we left off. It was Raheem's go. Oh my goodness. It was Raheem's go, and he was just looking around, noticing that you're trying to find a way, like a lever, to close this door, Kesh'an. Like you're visibly like looking around, I assume.
Yeah.
Feeling around. Yeah. And I think you rolled like a natural one or something. Heartbreaking.
It's pretty bad.
Let me see here.
It wasn't a natural one. It was a dirty one.
No, dirty one.
Dirty one.
Okay. Okay. What have I done? Oh, that's what I've done. There we go. Okay, cool. So, in which case then, Raheem's like, there's usually a little trick to these things. Hold on. Do you mind if I borrow these? And he's gesturing at your pedestals.
Of course.
Kesh'an. Alright. So he'll just use his fast hands to simply grab a hold of them, and then use his action to sort of identify there is a lever here, which I get. I'll give him an investigation as well. Why's Snow been rolling? No idea. Okay, alright. See what he gets. 12. So he surmises that this door probably does have a mechanism, but that's not the main problem. It's like, there's a groove that runs along the entire like wall, similar to the one we saw when we opened the actual door up. But it's going to be tricky, it seems, to actually activate. No vines to pull on this time. And he's going to quickly grab you, Karius, and if you want, he'll pull you back a little bit.
That works for me.
Okay. He'll pull you back to here, and then move back to here and stuff. He says, if we can get this place turning, then maybe that'll work. But it is Eirina's go after that.
Right. Okay. So what is Raheem doing currently?
Well, he tried to figure out if there was a way to close the door, and he's basically mistaken the door for something else. He has found something, but it's just not the right thing.
Okay. I'm going to sort of try to squeeze between people, but I can't move my token.
Yeah, you can.
I kind of want to be between Elias and Karius in this sort of area.
Well, you can't end your turn on someone else's square, though. There's literally, it's full of people right there.
In which case,
You can either pull. In fact, Kesh'an shouldn't even be able to stand there. I can see where
I was
Kesh'an
there
is.
first.
You were
I'd like to say Kesh'an is probably like balancing, like doing the splits on the wall, so that's why he's.
Yeah. There's not much room to get in between anyone right now, Eirina. You're at the back of the line.
In which case, I can't really do a whole lot except for like.
You can, don't forget, you can move into a square and do something. You just can't end your turn there.
Yeah, but it just means everybody's going to be in my way.
Okay.
I am on fire.
It's
Burn,
true.
maybe burn.
Maybe you can see something back there that'll help shut this door.
That's what I'm basically doing.
Yeah.
Shut that bloody door.
Oh yeah, you should be taking fire damage for ending the arena.
So the only person who potentially would be either Raheem or Yuckmug, because they're not part of the party. The party don't take friendly fire from me.
Can't you choose though?
Yeah.
I don't know, it doesn't really specify, it just says, let me have a look.
It says any creature which would
5 feet of
include the
you.
party.
That's 2 people talking at once, I heard none of that.
Any creature that moves within 5 feet of you for the first time on a turn or ends its turn there takes 1d10 fire damage.
Oh, right, yeah, it's my soul combustion that doesn't hurt people. Yeah, all I can really do is sort of move to there, have a look around.
I'm going to do this. Raheem takes 10 fire damage.
Oof.
And unfortunately, yeah, Karius, you were there as well. You take.
Wait, technically,
We
Because
take half of it.
the investiture comes from Candlewick. Does that technically... Okay, that's fine.
The Candlewick bomb is one that you don't deal friendly fire with.
Okay.
But investiture is sort of just all around you, constantly burning.
Steph will remember this.
Okay.
Well, no, because I thought like the whole point of doing that was because when we were on that boat that time and I nearly blew Kesh'an up.
Oh yeah, good times.
What do you mean? You blew up the gunpowder, yeah.
Yes, by setting myself on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That was when I was kind of like, never mind, it doesn't matter anyway. Yeah, I'm going to go to about here. I don't want to get too far away from the party, so that really ends my turn. I can hold an Eldritch Blast if anything unfriendly comes around the corner, but that's about it.
Alright. Yep. This is the issue with tight quarters. Elias, it's your go.
am I able to see any sort of mechanism for turning? So do I see cogs that within the door grooves or?
There isn't cogs, but you saw that there is very visibly a circular groove along the wall. And you can see up in the groove, tucked up in there are like vines that have been stretched and snapped. And
Stretched and
yeah,
snapped.
yep.
Like that's what's holding the door up.
Maybe.
Yeah,
You could roll a...
what I'm looking for is what's holding the door up.
Okay. You can roll an investigation check then. Just like Kesh'an and Raheem did. Oh, yeah, there you go. Okay. There does seem to be a lot of vines in and around the groove, but it's actually not what's holding the door. The door is seemingly on some sort of separate mechanism that is... that probably would be like cogs. Something you can't visibly see, but just generally you would guess it's something like that. The two options you've got are to try and close the door, or you could also try and clear the vines out of the groove, and that might do something as well, because you have seen it rotate before.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm trying to get, like, to close the door. What's causing it to move?
Well, that you saw, that was on switches. That activates it and opens it. But they're behind the wall. You can't see the cogs. It's something that's going to be up inside the wall or inside the ceiling.
Try and animate the door to move down.
Okay. We just
Because
asked you using animate object.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was
You
trying
can do
to
that.
figure out the mechanism so I could animate the
Yeah.
cogs or animate the whatever.
Animating either one is fine. I think you need to see with animate objects, correct?
Yeah.
So you could animate the door, but not the cog.
Yeah, I'll animate the door then.
Okay. All right.
And slam it down, and I can keep it down for a minute
Right.
even if
Pick
you
the
try.
spell,
Okay.
just so we know you've used it. Fifth level. Ooh. All right. That'll do it then. With check. Non-magical objects. Yep. Not being worn or carried. Yep. That counts. So this is probably like a large mechanism, just because there's some of it you can't see, it's hidden. But with that, you can easily manipulate the door to slam down. And I'm just gonna create a wall there. Yeah, let's do that.
As
Okay.
my bonus action, can I have the door punch this guy in the face?
Punch him. I think I'll fit.
I mean, It works with coins. It works with stones.
Sure, but that's just gonna say no. It
I
goes
think
up
it
and
has.
down.
Yeah, it has to be a free object.
Also, can I
But
attack wise for flair? Can I have it slam on his foot? Because he's right next to it.
he's right next to it, but he's not under it. You
But
can
I
either
get
have it slam
an
down, or you
attack
can
with
wait
it.
and chance it, stopping him getting
No,
slammed in.
I'll just slam
mean,
it down.
In any case, it's not going to do much damage, and he will just shrug it off. But it's
No.
slammed down just as he's trying to swing this. What do you have last time?
I know. It's just my spell says it gives it an attack.
I know it. Your door is up and down like a guillotine now. You've got a slamming device. If anything goes through there, you could potentially crush it. But as of right now, he is not in that passageway. Kesh'an is though, but you could probably pull him away and do this at the same time.
I will. I'll pull him as far as I can.
Alright. So if you pull him back, your tail just barely gets clipped by the door and crushes down. And that is going to end combat unless you choose to open it up like a gun port.
Karius was going to do one last thing just before because I don't have to be able to see them for this because it's shatter.
Oh,
He's just going to be basically right. They were there. Boom.
okay, sure. Go ahead. It might affect something.
We could just do that. We could just bombard them with shatter from the other side of the door.
By any chance is it the only boy we can see?
Should get the Dwarka and the Berserker, or it should. That's where I was trying to aim it. I just
Okay.
can't
Yeah, it does.
see them to be able to aim it.
That's fine. So you can click the damage in the chat. We'll just see what you get.
For some reason that's not working, so I will just roll the damage manually.
You could just open and close the door. It's like combat music stop, combat music stop,
11,
combat music stop.
Okay, yeah, you definitely hear like a muffled boom on the other side of the door, and probably a bit of rubble coming down from the ceiling.
That
Definitely
scene in Ace Ventura with the window door.
Yeah.
It's like, ah!
little dust coming down on your side, but they probably got a lot worse. Afterwards, though, you can't hear them much after that.
Yep.
You probably hear like a loud bang against the door, but it's not budging it. But
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Okay.
Just shuffle everyone along.
Right,
Yeah.
which way, Raheem?
We need to get to the center of this maze.
Okay.
I believe the door is actually around here. Should be simple. Ah, yes. I remember this. It was a strange thing to discover. It was like a weird altar?
Why does it look like a church?
I don't know, actually. Do the Earth Plane denizens have deities or something they worship?
I don't know, but it seems very cultish to me.
Yeah, I was about to
Just
say the
like
exact same
standing there,
thing.
you guys walk past and I'm just like pushing myself up against a wall.
Karius is just like, I've been burnt by hot.
No, it's not religion, it's a cult.
So, religion.
I'm gonna end combat.
Wait, Karius is religious. He wouldn't say that. I would.
I also think we've hit a dead end.
No,
What?
this looks like
Oh,
a
no,
door.
Oh,
this is
there's
the
a door.
door.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't see the door.
I want to have a look at this weird asshole first before we go touching anything.
Oh, right. Of course.
I'm gonna stand over here.
You know, for all we know, there could be some sort of deranged, demonic god behind those doors. You know, you don't want to just go opening anything. You crazy?
That sounds like fun. But
I
I
don't.
mean, yes, but let's. I would like to investigate the altar.
There could be keys behind the door, Eirina.
Before we start opening any doors or reading any scary parchments, does anybody have any healing?
Yeah, I can pop a healer.
Thank you.
You can pop a healer. Me? You? You, me?
Pop a healer.
I'll pop
You doing it?
I'll at least pop
Um,
a heal for a basic
I mean,
man.
yeah,
I'm not
sure,
getting much.
I'll do it.
You're not
Okay.
getting much, Kesh'an.
That's okay. Anything is something. Those are the words of Ladorvu.
Really, I thought it was every little helps, or is that someone else?
That's Tesco's.
Ah, yes. That's Ladorvu's rival, right?
Yeah.
So you get another 18, Kesh'an.
Oh, Jesus. Thank you. I'm feeling a bit better.
Just these bald patches of fur start to grow back.
Oh, and another
Yeah.
one. Thank you. Anybody else? Raheem, you got a healing potion?
I do not, I'm afraid.
If Kesh'an goes down, we are in big shit.
In case you hadn't noticed.
I mean,
Oh shit, I have 2 potions of healing.
You do?
You did not tell us that.
I
No,
do
I'm
not
I'm sure
say
I gave it
any.
to everybody. Everybody had one, didn't they?
Kesh'an
Karius has a potion of supreme healing. I'm not sure where I got that from. But
Kesh'an goes to take
I'm not using that yet.
a swig out of his water flask.
Inside.
I'm
No,
sorry.
the secret alcoholic.
You're keeping a lot of secrets in that little pack of yours.
I did not do
and here.
anything like that.
Here's
Oh,
your thieves' tools back.
this water is so refreshing. There we go. Ah, thank you. I'll just chuck them back in.
All right. So, last time I was here, I didn't pay much attention to the
Oops.
altar or anything. The door was wide open, but seems this is closed now. And he's just like pondering, looking at it for a moment, whilst Eirina, you're looking over the altar. It does appear to be in Terran, in some sort of primordial runes, and you can make out what it says, of course. Seems to be almost like part of a scripture, and some of it's quite worn down, but you pick up about the third line. It says something like, they fell screaming into the depths of the chasm like so many pebbles tossed down a well.
It's a cult!
I like the idea that I just read this out. And he's just like, it's a cult!
It is a freaking cult!
Now, aren't you glad we didn't open the door and just stumble into an empty, bottomless pit?
Maybe it's not a cult. Maybe it's a union.
Does that sound like a union to you?
Maybe.
Not a very good one, but I don't know. Here, he's a bit of a black hole.
Last time you went through this door, did you fall down a giant hole?
Oh, yes, there was a little bit of a well. It is the way to get down deeper into the third layer.
Telling you it's a cult.
Is there anything about what's at the bottom of this thing, or...
Well, it's the third region, but I don't know what you're talking about.
I was asking the DM, not Raheem.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. I know many things. All right. Well, anyway.
No,
Sorry, it
it's
doesn't
me,
say
but you come across as a little bit of you've had too many knocks to the head.
What?
Handsome you are, smart maybe not.
There's been a lot of.
I think she's still talking to the DM.
All right.
Both ways, I guess.
Can I take away inspiration? Hold on. No,
Oh,
we don't
no.
have any. All right. Okay, so yeah, it does continue talking about how the Earth is going to swallow everything whole. All will be consumed in the depths, returned to the pressures of the Earth. It seems as though it does feel like it's sort of revelations, but almost for the Earth plane, right? Like it's the Earth plane's equivalent of the apocalypse, where everything just falls down continuously, deeper and deeper. There's no end. It's a bottomless pit is what's being described, and how all shall be claimed by it, who are perhaps not worthy, or not of.
I'm just thinking of spikers too. You know, when they fall down into the
Yeah.
mountain, it's just like this
Yeah.
gust of air keeping them up.
My brain is just kind of like, so
Pollution.
it is a
That's
cult.
so
It's a leap of faith.
It-
It's like when you know. Well, I don't know. I don't think any of you guys have ever been to university before, but like when you join clubs and they make you do that, like sort of like joining
Initiation.
ritual, and yeah, that's the one.
Hazing. Yeah,
No.
I had a few of those when I was training to be a guard in the Island Kingdoms.
I had some of those
Yeah,
as
we
well
had
where
that
I
at the
grew up.
library too. Not fun when they can do magic.
No.
Yeah.
So, does this door have a handle or?
Yeah, there is actually on the door itself. There's like a large stone round kind of like a doorknob, effectively, which you suspect you'd use to push or open it, lift it. However, there doesn't appear to be any hinges or anything on this. It's probably like the other doors; they might lift up or go down. There are two glowing kind of sockets on the door, however. They fit like perhaps something roughly fist-sized, perhaps. They kind of look round,
The
almost like a cone into the door. But there's two of them.
I will look around for something cone-shaped that might fit. Like
Okay,
under all
sure.
the little benches and.
Okay, as you look under the bench, Eirina, you see there is an odd pile of pebbles. It's kind of like they're shaped like little rings or like little. You're not quite sure what they are, but there's one normal looking size rock, and then around them, smaller little rings of rocks, tiny little ones.
Does it look like they go up in increments?
No, they kind of all the rings are all roughly the same size, but the one larger rock is
Are they,
actually
are
about
they
this
like
size.
are they like rings made up of like a circle of people, or are they like rings like that you wear, kind of like made of stone?
Yeah, made of stone rings. Yeah,
Like so shaped like rings.
that's right.
Okay, I just
You
wanted
get
to
more
clear that.
like, but they don't look like rings themselves. They look like they were stones once that
Yeah.
have kind of been.
I just
formed
wanted to
into
make sure it wasn't a case of these are very, very tiny elementals following their cult, so they're in circles, worshipping bigger rocks.
Oh no.
Because that's what it sounded like to me.
Well, as you look around, you actually happen to spot about one under every seat. Like that's a pattern you would realize just by looking under here.
So creepy.
What if this
What
is a
happens if I
mini?
poke one?
It nudges and rolls to the side, and then give me a perception check, Eirina.
It looks heavy in prayer.
15.
You see it like knock to the side, and then you swear you see an eye open up, look around, and then blink back down again, like close again.
I just look around. Kesh'an,
Yes?
Swear
Me.
to God if you do to.
What? What's happened?
I'm literally like on all floors, like looking under this bench. Look at this
Kesh'an goes down as well. What is?
ale going. It stings. Can you
Kesh'an
talk
like
to them?
Kesh'an just reaches a paw out and just.
It tries to roll away as you go to reach for it, and
What?
you see the little rings also sort of move with it and start to become like this sort of rolling motion.
It's
It
so
tries
cute.
to like it begins to
Just be-
crawl away, but
Oh. Just be like,
it
hello,
goes underneath another chair,
hello,
and then
friend.
it seems to meet up with its other friend, and that one seems to start rolling away as well. Now that they've sort of been discovered.
Sweet. No, we want to ask you some questions.
Come back. We're friends. We don't want to hurt you.
You can make me a persuasion check.
They're all gonna come alive, start talking, and start like chanting, "Hail Satan!"
God.
Persuasion. Oh, I'm good at that.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you've always
They
been
did
good
say
at it.
they were going to drop down into the well like pebbles.
Okay. 12. They don't seem to run away any further, but they do stop and like kind of warily keep their distance from you. And you hear just the little sound of tiny pebbles tapping against one another, and that tapping sound is Terran, and you would understand it. Those who speak Terran and understand it.
What are they saying?
Yeah, they are speaking a very light Terran. Like normally you hear like grinding and growling, but this kind of like very light tapping, tap tap tap. And they say we're not a cult. We're not a cult. We're just misunderstood.
Then
What?
Would say.
What are you all
what's
doing
up
here?
you?
Yeah, what are you doing here?
We're the congregation, obviously.
It's a union.
Yeah. This is the creature you see that starts to come out and animate itself. A little dust devil begins to lift up the head off the ground, and this is what you see.
Oh, he's so cute.
Makes me think of Lumpy, but
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, Lumpy.
But Lumpy definitely joined a cult.
Yeah, Lumpy.
Well, Lumpy got stolen away.
Lumpy was
Oh.
pissed at everything.
To be fair, he was made by what's his name? Krampus.
Yeah.
So
We'll never see Lumpy again.
It was grumpy Lumpy.
So what do you? So what's your communion about?
We're awaiting the return of the speaker, but I don't think he's coming back. Or at least they've been gone a very long time.
Who's the speaker?
The speaker, they know. They know what will happen. They can see the future through rocks. They have told us the prophecy.
What prophecy?
The end. The end of
Oh, that's delightful.
our slavery.
Oh, okay.
the end of slavery. Okay.
Okay, this is a cult we could probably get behind.
Who is your speaker?
The speaker is old and wise. They are like us. They are of earth and crystal.
Where did the speaker go?
They went through there, and they point towards the door, and they all sort of hover around it. He said that he would return with allies. They said they would return when the tremors. It was the time of tremors. That's right. The time of tremors would signal the end, and that's when the speaker would return.
The end of your slavery. Just want to make that clear.
That's right.
Okay.
And the end of the slave masters.
Maybe we can find your speaker and the allies? I mean, we're heading that way because we need to go deeper into the maze, but...
Oh. Well then, you're going to need the keys. And they point to the two sockets.
Do you know where they are?
Yes. One is hidden by a puzzle to keep it secure. And the other one is also hidden by a puzzle to keep it secure. But someone was really smart, and they figured out the puzzle, and it's no longer in the puzzle anymore.
So...
They stole it.
What did they look like?
They look around the group to sort of find a comparison, and one of them crawls out from underneath you, Karius, looks up at you, and goes, "Looks like you. Yes, looks like you." And then you hear the other little ones say, "But they were heavier. Yes, they sounded heavier."
So a big, bulky tiefling, or a demon, or a devil.
They looked like you, but they sounded heavier. We dustlets, we can feel vibrations in the earth, and they shook the ground when they trod, but they look the same size as you.
Were they blue like me?
Sort of bluish, yes.
Okay, can you take us to the other puzzle, the one that still has the key?
Are you guys reiterating what they're saying?
Yes,
or not?
yeah. So Kesh'an will be like, by the way, there's two puzzles. There's somebody who looks like Karius but heavier. They took one of the keys. They're going to take us to the other puzzle.
When they say looks like Karius but heavier,
I'm just thinking of a fat Karius now.
Yeah, literally.
I'm literally going to sort of crouch in the dirt, and I'm going to, like, because I'm still on fire, kind of like draw on one of these like slabs of the floor, and I'm gonna actually I could do it on the bench and just draw out a minotaur.
No, not Harry.
You said he was.
Horns, and they're quite beefy and.
Yeah,
Quite
minotaurs are
beefy.
covered in fur, and they point out the fact that no, they had skin like this one,
Okay.
and they had horns like this one, and blue skin.
Didn't what's his name?
And they had
blue skin.
And they have glaive like you too. They have pointy stick.
Karius is just like, well, now I want to find them, just take the glaive off of them. I've already got 3 pole arms, why not go for 4?
Do I actually have a description of the Dorvu, what he looked like?
They always told you that. Well, yeah, I guess you joined after he went into that endless meditation.
Yeah.
But you do remember descriptions of him, yes.
When we were in the Temple of Sun and Moon, he was completely described.
Yeah. He was a genasi of both blue and red colored skin tones, and although they're like extremely contrasting colors, sometimes he would be more red than one day, sometimes he'd be more blue, but there was definitely sort of contrasting red and blue all over his skin. They told him that he identified himself as a fire and water genasi, but there was something else about his water heritage that was still unknown. Like apparently he never knew his parents. So that was something that's always repeated throughout his sort of writings.
Right.
The idea of that's probably what sent him on his journey of self-discovery, was because he had no home to call his own. He had no parents to tell him who he was or anything like that.
Yeah. So if Eirina says that, Sean will say no, it doesn't sound like him.
Also, so I doubt he'd be heavier than me.
I don't know. All I know is he's blue. That's the extent of my knowledge.
Well, if you want to take us to the puzzle for the other key, maybe we'll find some tracks, or we might be able to find out who took it and where they went, so we can help you get your speaker back.
Okay, it is dangerous though. There are other creatures down here we tend to avoid.
That's okay.
Fair. How do you feel about the Great Khan?
You
Fuck
see
him.
them, yeah, you see them sort of whirl around for a moment, and they're perhaps kicking up a lot of grit into the air.
So that's
I mean, they said
not
they
a
were
big
slaves.
fan.
The Great Khan is the one who enslaves us.
I mean, then I have some good news.
Tell everybody.
I mean, you know, they're gonna find out eventually. He's dead.
They suddenly whisper amongst themselves, and in like excited gasps, they're like, it's true. The prophecy is true. It's coming true.
The
As the
tablet.
speaker said, the Great Khan will fall, and like dominoes, each of them shall fall.
Wait, each of them? Who's them?
The slave masters,
Dow.
most likely. Yeah.
That's fair. I must see.
That's fair. But yeah, that's fair. Genocide's fair.
Well, not genocide, but you know, falling out of favor. I mean, we've met some good ones. Shaketh was alright. Haram was fine.
They will all fall, screaming into the depths of the chasm, like so many pebbles tossed down a well. And they say this in unison, like a chant.
Like a cult.
Well, then we best get moving so that we don't accidentally fall down the chasm. We best be quick. If the time of prophecy is upon us.
It is. It is. The earth will swallow all. Yes. So you want to find out where the ski is? The young monk was like, guys, should we trust these?
I mean, for now we'll trust them. If they betray us, they're pebbles.
They're so cute.
Yeah. Karius.
It takes one pebble to cause a landslide, okay?
Yes, and
It also takes one pebble to keep open a closing door.
Yep, and it takes one tiefling to kill a dragon. What's your point?
Just saying, don't underestimate us little guys.
No, I'm not. I mean, but I can tell you've got skill. These seem like they're the type who would have to work together to do anything.
Do I see them armed at all? Like, do they have like little shivs or something?
They don't even
Yeah, they got
have
like
arms.
butterfly knives. Yeah, they've totally got like balisongs. They're just like, no,
I
they're,
find
they're,
this
they're
room.
not armed. They are just simply little stony boys, and they have tiny rings around their arms and around the kind of little lower halves, which help perhaps contain the dust devil that they're spinning around with.
Oh.
There you go, you can see them again.
You see that thing on the left hand side of him? That's totally a knife.
A dandy knife.
It's a knife. It's like one of those walking sticks that has like the sword on the inside. It's a dandelion, but it's just got a knife.
Wait, this way?
That's right.
Oh, we're following. Ah.
Not all ways always lead the same way every time.
Okay. How do we
The
open the
airplane is
door
ever
then?
moving, ever turning, like a great wheel.
I'm not finding here, by the way.
Okay, yeah, you find there's a large tree trunk sort of sunken through the ground. Looks like the roots have broke through the wall, and you see kind of shattered masonry. And it looks like the tree trunk itself is slightly hollowed out as well.
I look
But
inside.
it's a bit dark. I think you can see in there with your. Have you got dark vision?
I am still on fire.
That's good to know. Yes,
I
you,
do,
you
yeah.
do see
I do have dark vision.
inside there is a boulder and then a smaller rock next to that as well.
I'll pop my head in.
Okie dokie.
And go to.
Um,
I guess I go to grab the rock because I went looking for stuff when Eirina went looking under benches.
yeah, sure. Are you grabbing the smaller rock, or are you trying to grab a hold of the boulder that's sitting in there?
Does the
Oh,
boulder
but
does the boulder look like it'd fit in the inset?
no, it doesn't.
Then no, I'm gonna grab the smaller rock.
Okay. In that case, that's when this boulder seemingly just suddenly looks up as if it was seemingly inanimate before, but as it moves up, you see a face kind of in the stonework, like someone's maybe chiseled out a face, and you see arms suddenly unravel and go to slam you. Basically, it's just going to headbutt you, and it's going to have a surprise round, so because it was undistinguishable from the rest. Okay, that really hurts. You take enough damage that you need to make a con save. Concentration. Yep.
My animate objects.
You reel back a little bit concussed from this. However, now that the creature has fully shown itself, you see what this creature is. It is some sort of boulder with a face. This is the best way to describe it. Perhaps an elemental, but nonetheless, if you want, I best ask you to roll initiative.
I
This
turn
thing
around
is-
and see Eirina. I'm just like, the rocks are alive.
I
They're
literally
all
just
alive.
look behind myself at the ones that led us here. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't see that.
Okay.
What did you do? You
Wait.
obviously upset it.
There's a stone in here that looks like it might fit in the door, and it is angry.
Wait, that
Okay,
looks like a
the
living
stones
boulder,
are alive.
doesn't it?
It's if the stones are alive, that's probably its child or something.
You have a fair point.
Trying to kidnap. Felon.
The dustlets are coming around and realizing what's happening here, and they say, "Oh no, you've angered them. Actually, they're always angry." But I'm gonna say, Elias, it's your go. What do you do?
Just like, what are the little pebbles saying? I don't understand them.
Don't look at me. I don't understand them either.
Karius,
Hi.
you speak to stones, don't you?
Yep. What seems to be the problem, Mr. Boulder? Who I believe is probably a Galabdur.
It is a Galabdur, but this one's mean.
The only reason I know that is because we were asked to bring one back.
You what?
Yep, by the person who gives us monster hunting jobs. They said to bring back a Galabdur.
Oh,
If we're going to,
you
yeah,
did. Yes.
that's the only reason
Correct.
Karius would know the name in character. Out of character.
You
True.
also be telling Elias this.
Yes.
Ah, cool. All right. Whose turn is it? Is it my turn?
It's your turn, yeah.
Oh shit, sorry, I should have rolled. I bet.
Yeah, that's fine.
There we go.
What have we got? I guess I shall take a couple steps back. I'm fine with being.
Yeah, attack opportunity.
Yeah, I'm fine with this.
Okay, 1 second. I'm just gonna change this. That. Oh yeah, it takes another slam. Wow. Yeah,
Yeah, this is fine.
they do manage to get you again. This time with their arms attached. They slam forward, punching you in the head as you walk away.
He slammed so hard that my character sheet broke,
No,
and now I can't get into it.
you are dazed.
God damn it. Can you? What spell slots do I remember having? Can you slam a shatter into it while I reload Foundry?
Yeah, sure. You got 2 slots.
Yeah, I have got 2 second level slots.
Okay.
Because I think I remember Shasta doing well against.
Yeah, they have a disadvantage on the save.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's advantage. But either way, it's a fail. This thing certainly gets slammed back, and as she cracks and fishes, beginning to break over it. 13 damage.
Oh.
It is even more pissed by the look. Its facial expression just starts to borrow even more.
Do they want it back alive or in one piece?
I don't remember.
Maybe I need to polymorph this thing and put it inside your fancy little bag.
Maybe.
Karius.
Karius just is gonna go. Excuse me, Mr. Galabdor. We didn't mean any harm. We're just sort of reacting violently because you did. If we've caused any offense, we're sorry. If we go, are you gonna come after us? Does this have to be a fight? Garrus trying to be diplomatic. In
Okay. This creature looks towards you sharply and says, "No harm," in Terran. "No harm. All your kind do is harm."
Garrus goes, "Not me. I only fight if people attack me first. We're just trying to pass through and get into the deeper levels."
Then you would be a first.
I mean, so is that us good that we can leave, or does this have to be a fight? I'm just trying to.
So this creature is clearly putting up its guard still, but the dustlet next to you, in fact, Karius says, "This one hates all humankind, humanoid kind."
I sort of lean over. How does it feel about gems?
It's not a thorn.
I don't know. I thought I'm kind of new down here.
They have a deep connection with the earth. They can feel every pain when it is drilled into. They give Earth life as well, similar to how we are summoned as elementals. But unlike them, it's not slavery, I guess.
Karius is going to ready to vicious mockery of it if it comes at us, but he's gonna say to the others, "Let's just leave it be, and then if it follows after us, then we'll deal with it. But there's no point getting into a fight we don't need to get into."
So, you don't want this thing?
I mean, we were told that someone like me took one of the keys and the other one's hidden behind a puzzle. I sort of lean over to the dustlet. That thing there, is that like the key? Did someone hide it with the Gallop door? Or is that just something else?
They go, "No, that was one of us.
Ah,
That was a dustlet."
Is it alive? I can't speak the language.
I don't think it's alive anymore. They were taken by the Galabdur. We haven't tried to get it back.
Would you like it back?
They nod.
can we take the dustlet that you have?
You've taken enough.
I've not taken anything from you. Don't assume just because others have done that I'm going to do bad things either.
Your kind are the one who summoned me. You bound me.
As in, literally, my kind isn't a tiefling.
They perhaps narrow their grainy eyes.
Or just a humanoid. Maybe a
Humanoid kind.
Ah,
You bound me to that hell. I escaped, clawed my way back into the earth, and yet still I find no solace. Still I find you, invader, in my home.
we're just trying to pass through as quickly as possible without causing any harm. That's literally all we're here for.
You can roll me a persuasion check, Karius. We'll say this is your turn.
Yep. Damn it, dice. Not terrible, but still. I have a +9.
Yeah, this thing seems very stubborn and unmoving in its ways, very much like a boulder would. But in fact, you start to see it beginning to roll up into a ball again. But it doesn't look like it's going into a defensive posture. It looks like it's spin dashing on the spot.
Okay, looks like we don't have a choice. Eirina?
Gravelly uses rollout.
Ask him how he feels about a trade.
How do you feel about a trade?
It's sort of spinning at the moment, so it's probably grinding, making a lot of noise. But it hasn't got to go yet, so you can still propose your trade.
I will
Whether it...
drop the investiture. So I'm not on fire anymore.
Okay.
Because he is sitting in a tree and I don't want to provoke him by accident.
Yeah, the tree is kind of made of stone, right, though, so don't worry, it won't set on fire.
Yeah, but I also don't want to antagonize him.
Sure.
And then I'm going to reach into my pocket and I'm going to pull out the weird necklace that I got in the market. The one that the vendor's sister
I remember.
made. So it's like all random bits and pieces.
Okay.
But it's natural things.
Yeah.
It's made of. And I'm going to hold it out in front of me at like arm's length. And I'm just going to slowly pull in.
Hmm. So you're offering like this as sort of a peace offering?
Oh, it's a trade for the dead pebble thing.
Okay. Alright, you can make me a persuasion check as well in this instance.
Persuasion. 17?
It's not bad. It's not bad at all. I would say it stops its rolling charge and then sort of hunkers down in the hovel and looks at the necklace and then looks back at the other smaller rock in here.
And I'll just put out my other empty hand, like, so if he wants the trade, he can take the necklace and put the pebble in my other hand.
It seems to be debating it, and I'm gonna just get around to its turn, and we'll choose what to do then. Andi, I don't know, where's Andi been?
I had trouble dragging 2 tokens at once, so she's a little bit further back, but she is with the others.
Do you want to do anything?
I mean, I've been having a look and there's not really anything I can potentially do in this case, because we don't really want to antagonize him.
Okay.
So I think I will skip this time.
All
I'll
right
just
then.
kind of like use my movement to walk a little bit closer, that's all.
Yeah, I think Yagmark will do the same. And then your turn, Kesh'an?
Yeah, Kesh'an will walk up and just kind of meow.
There's a lot of you now.
There we go. Kesh'an will just kind of like turn the corner and just be like, "Oh, have we made a new friend?"
Friend. Maybe not.
Frenemy for now.
So Kesh'an will just talk to it. It's like, "What you got you ruffled? Is everything okay?"
More of you. More.
We're not all bad, you know.
The ones who brought me into this world are the ones who barred me from getting home.
Perhaps we could help you get home.
This is supposed to be my home, and yet I can't return. Something binds me. Something holds me in this form.
You're stuck.
Oh.
I'll kind of like walk
I
over
didn't
to
understand
him
it.
and just like take a look at the bindings he's in. I'll approach like slowly, but showing no signs of aggression, and just take a look at the tree that he's in.
The tree itself doesn't actually seem to be connected to him in any way. It looks like it's just he's used it as like a hovel, a home, perhaps. And there is a reason why he's in here, though. Surely you wouldn't just make your home any old where. So,
Are you able to move from this spot?
yes. But this is the only place I feel a close connection. The closest I've found.
Elias, are you
My natural state.
Elias or Eirina, are you able to see if there's potentially like a magical barrier that's stopping him from leaving?
You
Think of anything like that?
might not see a magical barrier if you got detect magic up, but you're welcome to sort of investigate further. But I think that's going to be your turn, though.
Yeah.
And then Raheem, they're simply standing down. This Galadur has picked up the rock. They look at you, Eirina, and they look back at the necklace. They sort of shrug, but they hold the rock and say, "This is our natural form. This is how I should exist." And yet, he just gestures to himself, arms, legs, a face, sort of like claws at his own face.
So you're normally just a boulder?
Yes. And
that's
you start to see, fact, and I do. You see more boulders around. Kind of, there's some rubble in here, some rocks, and there's stones. And you see several of the stones suddenly pull out of the earth, and several of them sort of grow into humanoid-like shapes and arms. And you see he's the one sort of manipulating this with his own claws.
okay. Do you know how they found you?
With magic.
Okay. Could you maybe narrow it down a little bit more? Like runes or a curse or like one guy we have with us, he's got shackles we're trying to get rid of.
He says, "I do not know how I woke up in this form. The rock was given life, and I would end it if I could. I am no abomination. I am the earth."
No. Right. And Earth has life. That's normal.
Is it?
Yes. The Earth gives life. It provides life. That is its purpose is sturdy life. It's the most solid thing we have.
I assume Kesh'an is being a translator.
I would hope so, but Cameron's not there.
Okay, can you give me a persuasion check again? This is interesting.
Like,
So
Like,
But
we're
I am being a
adventurers.
translator.
We're adventurers, right? You provide the path that we go on. Like, without you, we have no purpose. Like,
Your kind has only ever defiled the earth. But
that's a little bit on the racist side. Not all of us. Not all of us. Like, my family comes from a place that's just, like, full of really bizarre trees and rolling hills and all sorts. At least,
okay, so
I think.
what did you get?
22.
22. This is not a perspective I have felt before.
Well, no, because a lot of people don't seem to see what they do for other people. They're only really concerned with how they feel. So, because you are part of the earth, you only see and feel being trodden on, I suppose. You don't feel that you are giving people a path to walk forward on.
So many of you. You steal from nature. You steal that which is magic. Magic must return to nature.
Yes, it's a shared bargain. You give and you take. You don't take and take and take. That's what causes bad people and imbalance, and that's what's affecting the world right now.
And what is your goal with this world?
The people here are slaves. And one of our friends is very close to dying, and we would like to save them. And Kesh'an here is on his own journey of self-discovery, and there's a lot of ties here, and we need that path to walk on, but we can't walk on it without your help.
You want my help. To what end?
Just maybe not to hurt anyone until we can figure out a way to free you.
Hurt. It is the mortals who have been hurtful, reckless. They have trampled life.
Yes,
I will trample them.
there's no need for that. You just want to go back to what you were originally, right? We can maybe help with that.
I want all our kind to return.
How many of your kind are to return?
There are
I can't make false promises.
There are countless of us.
Okay. Okay.
Have you ever?
The humanoids that did this?
Yes. Mages. Druids. Wizards.
Have you ever thought about making a union?
He looks at you confused. A union? With the wicked ones?
No.
It's an uprising to the wicked ones. I'm sure that there are many of your kind that don't mind being animated alive, but I know that for sure that there are people like you that don't like it, and you should take a stand for yourself. But it doesn't mean that all of them are bad. Some people may already be trying to fight for your cause. I've met some interesting druids in my time, and a lot of them are fighting to preserve life rather than pushing it into situations that it doesn't want to be in.
I was brought to life to do their bidding, not to defend my home.
And you don't have to do it if you don't want to. If we break you out of here, you could, I don't know, you could go sit at the bottom of the waterfall for the of a waterfall for the rest of your life if you wanted to.
I broke myself out. He points to you and says, I come from your realm. I am not of this earth. Perhaps that is why I cannot return to it. I was born from the material.
Oh,
And
if that's the case, it might hurt, but I could send you back.
That's a good point, actually.
Send me back.
Yeah, I
to
mean,
the
I
earth.
can do this thing where I can, as I said, it would hurt, but like I could hit you with my sword a few times and then cast a banishing smite and it would take you back to your original state of existence.
Hurt you with kindness.
Like, it's just a suggestion. I'm not going to do it if you don't want me to.
I just want to be still. I just want peace.
Well, I mean, that's what we want.
That's pretty much all that I'm fighting for is peace and unity.
Sounded to me like he doesn't want to be alive anymore. He just wants to be a rock.
Yeah, that's literally the situation there.
Can you cast unanimate object?
I thought that would be a relatable thing in this modern age. Just wanting to be a potato.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it seems like it puts its arms apart from side to side, and it's. You suggested it, Eirina.
We're gonna do it now.
If this is more tricksy magic,
No.
I will crush your skull.
Okay.
Smite me, almighty smiter.
I'm kind of afraid now in case it doesn't work.
Give it a shot.
I just need to check a thing because he's got to be below a certain number of H points for it to work.
H points?
Right.
Hold up.
You knew what I meant. It is hot. I am tired. Shut up.
Lower.
Ah, yes. Hot points.
Yeah, how much HP is it going to be?
Less than half?
I think it's less than 50.
50. Less than 50.
Yeah. Oof.
We've got a way to go.
Looking at him, he's only had one crack from Elias.
13
But like,
damage.
if he's willing. If he's willing?
It's like, we can send you back, but we got to beat you up first.
That doesn't work that way.
Oh.
He's got to be cracked a little bit more.
Oh, but I don't want to beat him to a pulp. No, he just wants to be a rock.
Sure.
Listen here. We just want the thing you've got, so we're gonna mug you, beat you up, and send you on your way.
No!
Yeah.
As weird as that sounds, that's the scenario here. I guess you could get it all done very quickly if you just all together worked it. I mean, it's his go. That was
How
his
about
go.
this?
All
We have. Oh, I should wait. I have an idea of what to say to it.
So, I mean, if he wanted to do this, he would just need a bit of a volley and then Eirina to finish it off. So,
I was gonna say, like, we could ask if he
only-
wants to go with us, and because we know that there's gonna be dangers. As soon as he starts looking rough, we'll just bap him.
So, if Kesh'an has been translating,
I have. Yeah, there's
so
help.
he can't understand me anyway because I'm speaking common. So Karius says you guys need one of these things.
Yes.
And he doesn't want to be alive anymore. So, as I said before, I could polymorph him. You put him in the bag, he suffocates, and then we take him for whatever you needed.
Suffocate a rock.
Well,
Did you just suggest that?
Well,
he wouldn't be a rock at that point.
but then he'd be in the bag of holding anyway.
Alright, just
So that's an option. I can do that if you want. I've got that ability right now. I can cast that instead of you having to attack him violently and then send him on his way, which might not work. But also this might not work.
I'll tell you what. If you want to figure this out a little bit further, Elias, you can give me an Arcana check
No,
if you do want a helping hand, understanding what the hell this is all about.
15.
15. Okay. Well, you know about certain conjuring elemental spells, and I think you've heard of how it works before already. When you conjure an elemental, you're not grabbing an elemental. They're just not. Elementals don't just walk around in the earth. They're not like that. Elementals are basically the element themselves, in this case the earth, the rock, and then fused with effectively like a spirit or a soul. One that isn't just, not some person's soul. But it is filled with life, nonetheless. And that form they're stuck in, and usually they are under the command of the caster. So, like he described, wizards, druids, and the like, they can summon elementals and they are forced to do their bidding. That's what they have issue with. And he seems to be saying that he's stuck in this bound, and that is the form he's talking about. But he's also told you that he's from the material plane. So he came here trying to return back to the earth, thinking this was it, but it's not. He's from the material. The boulders and the rock he is from belong in Midra, effectively. You got
If
two.
that's the case, then
Do you want me to try polymorphing before you beat down this guy?
if Elias explains the situation, Eirina will feel a little bit better about doing this. Because it's essentially part of Candlewick's duties to send people back to where they should be.
Well, that's the thing you would understand. It's just like any magical effect, you could dispel it.
I don't have to spell magic.
No, that's fine then. Scratch that. But
So yeah, I will explain that, but I will pause that. Right now, if you want, I can turn him into something and we can stuff him in the bag of holding.
I mean, he's unhappy enough as he is. I don't think he'd like to be turned into another thing.
It would be taking him back to the material plane. I assume that's where you made the deal.
Yes.
So we'd be doing it regardless, but without actually, stabbing him with your mystical smoke sword. Depends. If you want to beat him up, then let's go with that.
I don't want to beat him up. How does he feel about this?
Eirina getting bloodthirsty. Or rock thirsty.
Anybody else want to say yes or no to polymorphing him?
Again, how does he feel about it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't speak to him.
I am reiterating.
so he's actually just got his arms out wide, as I've mentioned. Seems to be waiting for you to do something, but he did threaten you that if this is some sort of trick, that he's going to crush your skull.
He's inviting me to do it. I polymorph him.
Oh, that was to Eirina.
Yeah, if you polymorph him, I think he'd see that as a bit of a trick.
Explain it to him that we can take him home then through our bag.
Okay, let's go.
Oh my god, guys! I was waiting for you to say yes or no.
Just go down the list.
I hold
My gut
polymorph.
says no, so
I hold polymorph then, regardless, as a ready action.
Okay. You know you'll only be polymorphed for an hour, right?
Yeah, but then you put him in the bag of holding, and then he's just inside the bag. It's a big open mystical space. But you seem to put across that rocks don't need to breathe, so...
Well, have you ever seen rock breathe? No, but the other thing is that
I have.
he said that he's willing to have this banish effect on him back. He wasn't willing to accept...
Okay.
In order for us to try this banishing thing, we're gonna have to weaken your stability a bit.
Yeah.
Which will hurt.
But also, I was putting it across because Karius said something about taking him back and... whatever.
Well, let's see what you do, Karius.
Karius is going to walk up to this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, glaive up to this guy and just be like I said, this is going to hurt, but then Eirina can do their thing and send you back where you came from, hopefully. Back to your original thing, and Karius will bring out his glaive. He's just going to go for it and possibly miss.
Wow.
It is a miss, yeah.
Also, apparently I'm still targeting the Dwarga, even though I can't literally see his...
It's probably because you had them targeted from last.
Karius sighs and goes, okay, fine. And spend the sorcery points. And turn this into a bonus action.
If you do Shift Alt C, you'll untarget everything.
Shift Alt C.
Yeah,
okay.
There you go.
And then Karius, or even though I think no, they won't be resistant if I do. He's then got a shocking grasp the guy.
Nice. Okay, that works actually. Electricity courses over them.
Like I said, this is to weaken your constitution so that this spell will work on you to send you back.
Okay.
And then Karius, because he now doesn't have any reactions, and Karius is on his glaive, will
Then,
back away.
Is there any extra damage you can deal with? I thought you do extra when you hit something with the lightning.
Only if it's first or above.
Okay. All right. Eirina,
Sure.
it is down to you.
Okay.
It is looking a little rough. Wouldn't say bloodied, but you would reckon if you did enough damage, how much does banishing smite
I
do?
get 2 attacks with my sword, and then it is an extra 5d10.
Okay. All right.
And then if it's below 50, it gets banished.
Alrighty.
I could also... No, I can't, because I need to take a long rest before I can Hex Save Curse again. Because it's currently on the...
You see that the 2 boulders that I've mentioned begin to animate into the same similar creature. But it's now or never, basically, Eirina.
Yeah, I'm just going to, I feel guilty doing this, so I'm just going to talk to him while I'm doing it. Kind of like a doctor about to reset someone's shoulder, trying to distract him from the pain.
Okay.
Just sort of, so whereabouts in the material are you from?
Talking to him as you're hitting him.
Yes, I am, okay. Oh, I didn't
I
target.
remember the deserts, the mountains. For
12
you...
is going to miss. No, 12 might hit, and 11 miss.
Yeah, 12 misses. But, yeah, you're going to have to hit him harder than that, I'm afraid. But he starts to describe where he's from. And
27.
that hits, of course.
And then the Banishing Smite, I will pop into...
Okay. I remember a craggy outcropping. There was a marker. A waystone of sorts.
It's not rolled the damage, so I'm just going to...
No, this is a weird one because it's a stealth spell. So it won't really roll damage.
23.
Yeah. Okay.
So
23.
that's a total of 35?
Yeah. And as he's describing this, and you see cracks beginning to form over his body, sort of shattering him. They all begin to sort of float there in the air for a brief moment before being pulled straight back in, followed by this swirling smoke that seems to wrap around it, collapsing it in, almost like a black hole. And before long, the smoke begins to pull them and further away from this world. And in fact, you would see the same thing happening over the other 2 boulders. They sort of just fall to the ground, inanimate. And as for this creature, it is on 33 HP after you dealt that much damage. So the creature is indeed vanished. And yeah, the last you see of it is it perhaps just pulling its head down, closing its arms against its chest as if it's returning back to its bouldery-like state.
Does it come back when the spell ends?
Mm.
No, that's only if it's in the correct plane of existence
Mm-hmm.
and over 50. If it's over 50, it goes to a demi-plane for a minute
Yeah.
and is
That's right.
incapacitated. But because he was under
Right.
50, he's gone back to his own plane of existence.
For others. You hear a voice in your head.
Okay.
For others. Stillness is not peace, but death. For me, this is how I was meant to be. This is my real and true state of being. And the Galabdur is gone. Gone from this world. And perhaps somewhere out in the middle of the desert, you just hear there's a loud thud and a sprinkling of sand as the boulder returns back to its home.
I will then pick up the small rock.
Okay. You pick up the rock.
And I will return it to its little friends.
The little friends look at it and they say, "Oh. Oh, wait." They look at it closely. Wait, no. No, this isn't one of ours. Whoops, sorry. I mistook it for something else.
Stick it in my coat pocket.
Karius just goes. It just sort of looks to Eirina. Have you ever heard the game Kick the Rock?
I the little thing to wear.
I thought he was like holding one of our fallen for some reason, but no, it turns out it was just a rock. Well, you're welcome to keep onto it as a keepsake.
I will be keeping it.
Yeah, you can write on your sheet. Pet
I have
rock.
done. I have
Okay.
done.
Is it one of those rocks that you lick?
No, it's gonna be
Like
pet.
Is it like a salt rock or?
It's
No.
probably got a little bit of saltiness to it. Yeah, why not?
Right, now let's get back on with what we're doing. Andi, I
Okay.
assume you've been having some fun conversations with your dad whilst we were talking with a rock.
It's true, we haven't had time to catch up, really. Been running away all this time.
I mean, technically, we are still running away.
Ah, yes, of course. I forget.
I mean, based on what you've told us of how you grew up, isn't that kind of just par for the course?
Pretty much.
So,
Look, all right. I promise the first chance we get to sit down and find somewhere safe, we have lots to catch up with.
I mean,
I'll tell you everything.
putting the idea out there, we could sit down a lot sooner in a safer place if we get those shackles off you.
We are not cutting his feet off.
Oof. That idea still gives me a little bit of unnerves.
His feet would go back on.
I mean, at this point, haven't you been beheaded once? So isn't like cutting your feet off kind of a simple one?
Yeah, that. Wait, what?
All right, you didn't know about that.
No. But yeah, the
And so,
feet should be a doddle then.
Yeah, Karius mostly just said it because it's just like at this point, I just kind of want it to happen to shut the fella up.
Did the head go back
Like-
on, or because the feet will?
I mean,
We
No,
didn't
it's
stop
an
talking about the
entirely new
heading.
body.
there's
Yeah, this is not
there's
the
a
same
type
one.
of spell that you can sort of grow a new body in case anything happens to the original.
I mean, if he's more comfortable, we could not attach the feet, and he could regrow feet if that is
Ye-
more comfortable for him.
That's not comfortable for anyone.
Right, little pebble thing. Open the doorway to where the puzzle is for the key.
I can't open the door, but
Well, tell us how to open it.
we don't. The Earth has its own mind of its own. I feel as though perhaps it's when the Earth fancies it.
You said there were 2 puzzles.
Yeah, hold on a second. So, Eirina, I'm just going to also mention, you said at the end of like a minute it comes back if it's from the different plane, sort of thing. If it's always
If
native
target is native to a different plane of existence than you're on, the target disappears, returning to its home plane. If the target is native to the plane you are on, the creature vanishes into a harmless demi-plane. While there, the target is incapacitated. It remains there until the spell ends, at which point the target reappears in the space it left or the nearest unoccupied space.
So it's until the spell ends, which is what, normally a minute?
It's concentration, so...
Duration.
Duration?
No duration on it?
No, it's concentration.
Concentration up to 1 minute.
There you go. All right, cool. So after a minute, you feel a heat in your eyes, perhaps, and then you feel like them get heavy, effectively. Like practically your eyelids feel like they're heating up and like wanting to close. But then afterwards the heat disperses, effectively signifying that Candlewick has not only sent them back to their home, but it seems that they are truly from there and they are not coming back. And at the end of that, when that heat kind of rushes from your eyes, is when you suddenly feel a tremor in the earth. And everyone else feels it as well. You first, Eirina, almost as if the earth has been it reacted to this, like this sending of something home. Almost like it sensed the unrest in the Galabdur, and now it seems to be reacting to it, to its presence that's gone. But either way, the earth is beginning to shake, and Raheem, Elias, you both see the groove that you're standing on begin to turn and shift.
Telling you, the more this happens, the more I think it's like some sort of giant creature. Like, I've just eradicated some sort of stomach bug, and now it's like, oh, I feel a little bit better now.
I don't like the idea we're inside a creature. Just sounds weird.
It's an entire living thing.
Except the stomach bug was alive and you had to beat it to death to send it home.
But it was a foreign thing, like, and it's gone now. So technically, we're like antibodies.
There's no time to talk. If you're in or out, it looks like this passageway is closing. Quickly.
Oh, that way, apparently.
Yeah, the dustlets say, this way, this way. Told you the earth fancies it. And they begin to go up to this very far corner. I think everyone's in. Okay. All right. So this is going to be really tricky. I'm going to see if I can do it though. Okay, let's grab these guys and chuck them over there. This works. I'm going to be impressed. Okay. All right. Oh, get that. Grab that. Okay. So you got 2 dustlets with you. The others seem to be not left behind, but they seem to be waving at you as they go. Seems like they don't need to all be escorting you. But right. Attach this on my. Okay. Turn out okay. Uh, all Alright, let's try it. Oh my god, it worked. Okay, cool. The earth begins spinning and turning and grinding as I mentioned. And the passageway that was going into that hallway before closes up behind you. And you can see in front of you the actual wall moving and constantly moving like it's rotating effectively, and you can feel the earth around you just constantly shifting. And let me keep going.
Over the wall.
Hey, it worked. Perfect.
Do I have to reload?
No, don't. Just wait. There we go. The grinding finally comes to an end.
And we're on the
And
wall.
I'm going to change this as well, but you don't have to worry about that. And in the other hallway, you can see there seems to be a tunnel that ends in a small chamber. There are tiles on the floor that seem to have depictions of animals and creatures. There is quite a lot of light in here. You can see coming from these fiery-looking gemstones that sort of act like a brazier. And there seems to be also, lastly, a set of stone steps leading up to another altar of sorts. But that too has like a brazier of fire emanating light into the room. That's what you initially see.
Foundry, please. Oh, here we go. Still frozen, but here we go. See the puzzle.
You see it. Yeah.
I do. I just can't move anything because Foundry's
mine's
mine's frozen.
I'm probably still spinning things, that's why.
Yeah, it keeps telling me to kill the page every like 5 seconds.
I wouldn't do that. Not yet, at least.
I've clicked wait like 7 times.
Anyway, you can see what I described, can you?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, some of it.
That's fine then.
There's a mouse, an iguana.
When the grinding finishes as well, the passageway behind you that was previously the tunnel that led round to the little congregation of dustlets has also now changed. It just seems to be like an L-shaped tunnel. Hmm.
Oh.
I can move things now.
I couldn't move anything.
But I think there's a door in the way. Can't.
I think I'm at a very awkward position where, due to the angle, I'm not sure how to move, or it might not have fully reloaded yet.
Yeah, I'm trying to move my token, but it won't go past this.
Hmm.
There's like a block.
No, there's no wall there.
Yeah, but I can't move my token past it. It just keeps getting stuck. Oh, there we go.
You're trying to move it into the wall, that's why.
No.
If you...
I'm literally trying it now to move it into an empty space, and she just keeps going back to where she is.
Oh, okay.
I
Tell you what
can't
I'll do.
move my token.
Yeah, I know why. It's because I attached you to... There you go. Try now.
Yay!
Yeah. Basically, in order to move you, I attached you the entire tile and then rotated the tile, which moved you with it. And then I unattached you. And the dustlets look around the room and go, yeah, this is the one. There's supposed to be a key in here. Yeah. They look around the altar and they say the key should be in here.
So now we need to look for clues.
The dustlets look around as well for a moment. And they're not the smartest little guys. But they seem to be going down to the ground. And then they seem to kind of follow along the ground in like a line.
I assume we've got to get from one end to the other, but in a logical way that makes sense.
Well, there's nothing really barring you from getting to the other side. There's enough room to squeeze between the tiles without stepping on them.
No, but I imagine the puzzle is to step on them in the correct order.
I mean, some
That's
of
what
them
the
are
dustlets seem to think as well.
some of them are repeated.
That's right. I think there's a sequence. You had to move now. So if you want, give me an investigation check, and I'll start describing some other clues as to what's going on in here.
Damn it, dice.
Nope. I have no idea.
Yeah, my whole screen went grey, and I had to reload, and now I'm struggling.
It's fine for me.
Yeah, that was rough.
Okay, Eirina, you're starting to see something that others probably wouldn't normally notice. And that is, there's just a thin layer of ash. And you probably, Candlewick's probably picked up on it as much as you have, because it's ash comes from burning stuff. And it is in a line down this set of tiles. Just see it, just a thin, tiny little bit of ash, just a layer of it. And as you just examine closer, you can move the ash away, and indeed, there does seem to be faint scorch marks in a line like that.
Hey. I think someone might have made a mistake.
But with it being a line, it kind of indicates to you that obviously the fire went in a downward pattern.
Yeah.
It's not like a
No, I thought-
blast radius, yeah, not circular. It's just you can see that
Yeah.
it's just a straight line down. Goes over
these-
all these four tiles.
These things on either end, are they sconces or whatever?
They're braziers with a
Yeah.
fiery-looking gemstone in them that's bringing out light. If you looked at them from a distance, you'd mistake them for actual fire. But as you look at the gemstones carefully, they are solid, but there's definitely a heat coming from them.
Do we need to roll investigation, or has Eirina got it?
I don't got it.
'Cause I
Well,
don't
she's
get
looking around, and you can just see the walls are made of like a kind of a paler shade of stone. There's no branches or roots growing through any of the cracks here, but you can tell these are six stone pedestals, and looking closely at them, they do look like they are pressure plates, each topped with a a depiction of an animal or monster. You can probably tell what this is with the 25. It seems to be some sort of like wyvern head. At first you think it like be a dragon, but then you see the one in the top right, and that most definitely is a dragon. So that's a wyvern. You feel confused about that. Some sort of lizard. It's like a bird. This is like a hyena. This is a dog.
Maybe we have to step on 3 different reptiles. And you got wyvern, iguana, and dragon.
Well,
That's the only sort of connection I can seem to make.
there's 4 of those. There's like 2 of these sort of iguanary ones.
But there's also only 3 that have full body pictures. 4
True.
even.
True.
No. Yeah, 4.
Are these 2 actually identical?
They are. You look at them carefully enough, they do seem to be the same beast that is depicted on them. Same
Okay.
with the 2 wyverns, correct?
So
But yeah. So far, the only other clue in the room is that some sort of, as Eirina put it, a mistake happened, and a line of intense fiery heat probably shot in a straight line like this, perhaps from
Which
one
means
to the other.
someone was standing on one of these when they got it wrong. Can I tell where the most buildup of ash is to figure out which one they stepped on?
Okay, yeah, sure. With the 25, you look around. They obviously they were standing there and then got blasted back, and their ash got scattered in that line. But
I
where
can see
they
where
were
it
perhaps
starts.
originally starting, yeah. Okay. They were not here. Not here. Actually, yeah, about there. Actually, that works. So they weren't standing on the mouse, they were standing on the dog by the looks. And then the ash went back like this in a line.
Okay.
So seems when they stood on the dog, something was incorrect.
If I tip my foot onto one,
Mm-hmm.
does it give immediately, or does it feel like I need to put a lot of pressure down?
It feels like you need to be standing fully on it, like.
So maybe instead, if we have anything heavy on us, maybe instead of standing on it, we can just put something heavy down on it.
Oh, yeah, possibly. Or to be honest, I can probably take it if it's fire.
Do I have anything that can help take fire? No, but if I need to roll out of the way, I probably could.
Yeah, I'm just trying to.
Out of game, as in like assuming it's probably gonna make us roll dex saves. I think so far the only connection I can think of is step on the reptiles. So I'm happy to, or if you want to, Karius, take that lead.
There is that, but
'Cause I'm not seeing any other connection.
I mean,
I thought it was a food chain, maybe.
yeah, that's what I was thinking initially. But then again, there's 4 reptiles. There's 3 rows.
So, well,
It could be
You
one in
don't
each
have a
row.
reptile in each row.
What we have a reptile in each column.
we have
Column, yeah.
that one, and then that one, or back to that one.
Well, you've got 3
Oh,
in
that
this
one.
one.
Yeah, you got 3 in that one actually.
So there's 5 reptiles.
Or as you said, it could be mouse gets eaten by bird, and then what does iguanas eat birds or?
Well, there's a dragon there. A dragon eats everything.
That's true.
Could be a size thing, maybe.
Small, medium, large.
But then,
I'm thinking the key is to open a door that goes down into like the third layer, right into the ground. So maybe creatures that live underground, in the ground.
so burrowing creatures.
Mouse.
But
But
dragons technically can.
Think would dragon be the only one, or do iguanas dig underground?
No, they live like under rocks though.
Raheem, you've been through here before. Do you know any ideas about this puzzle?
I definitely didn't do any puzzles last time. The door was already open, but maybe I got lucky. I don't know much about this puzzle, but I do know much about traps, and it looks like you said, probably fire damage, probably in a line. What I want to know is why is it in a line over those 4 tiles? I guess that might be a clue. I'm assuming the others probably have the same magic capabilities of launching a fiery line.
Maybe
which
you have to.
Sure, that's a trap though, not a part of the puzzle.
Maybe you have to walk from one side to the other in a certain thing, but no like nothing obvious. Because you could go for the reptile, but then which reptile? Because I guess would be one from each column.
Yeah. But then there's 3 reptiles in the last one.
Yeah.
Or if we just want to, because I managed to save that spell, I guess, because we didn't want to polymorph that guy, we could just, what is it, the word, when you brute force it, and just bolster ourselves and just step on them at random.
Yeah, but with this many, that's a lot of patterns to follow.
When I say at random, we could try our patterns while being safer.
Yeah,
They are all mostly facing that way.
that's true. Which makes me think maybe you have to, but then the prize for it's here, or meant to be here. Other than the scorched ashes, looking around, is there any sign, like maybe something on the walls, perhaps, like carvings? Or
Yeah, you can look around, and
maybe even where the key was seems like a good place to be, like...
Yeah.
okay. There does seem to be, as you're looking at the key where it should be, a thin like groove around the altar itself that signifies that it either like lifts or turns, but there's
Yeah.
some sort of mechanism that releases probably the key. So it's like a cylindrical groove, kind of goes all the way around. You can see the gap.
Is there not like any symbols? You know, like when you look at the back of the claw on Skyrim.
So there's potentially some, but there would be either out of sight or, I mean,
Could we look
Raheem,
inside these?
those are like little
You said they're
braziers.
crystals that
Yeah,
give off heat, right?
so it's a brazier, which is just like a metallic bowl, and in the bowl there seems to be a crystal that's glowing red hot.
Is maybe what we're looking for is underneath some of these braziers, you know, flues.
You can look under them actually. They're
Like
not too
underneath where
difficult
the
to look under.
crystal is sat. Maybe we just need to move the crystals about and find. Maybe there's a clue in there, or
My brain seems to think you've got to walk round them without stepping on the duplicates.
Oh.
Hmm.
Okay.
But you know what, Elias? You got 21 on your investigation, didn't you? So
five.
the way the grooves on the actual the altar line up, it doesn't seem like they've reset probably perhaps because you're matching the stonework and you can see where basically grooves and lines and even scratches would line up, like even just the kind of sediment of the rock. And it doesn't seem like it's properly lined up. Maybe it lines up when the key is released, but to you, it doesn't perhaps look like it's maybe reset properly. That's just a guess with the 21. You're sort of surmising
Oh, so we need to
maybe the
reset.
stone didn't fully rotate. Yeah,
So we need to reset it before we start the puzzle.
you could try. You could try that.
I'm getting a little bored of just standing about at this point. I might just stand on something. I'm gonna see if it's the same as the door puzzle then, where you have to step on something to reset it. So
Okay.
I'm
Well,
good.
hold on. I could just mage hand on one rather than you hurting yourself.
So Mage Hand isn't going to apply enough pressure.
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
quite
never
heavy
mind then.
stone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Karius is just gonna jump on the fish one.
Oh, you beat me to it. Okay.
He
Oh,
can take the damage.
You wanted to go for fish?
Yep.
Okay. Sure enough, the light on these two braziers begin to glow brighter and brighter into the point where you feel an intense heat at your back. Let me just.
And I lack permission to update token.
Yeah, ignore that.
Oh no.
Where the shit did it go? Oh, it's gone. Can't remember where I put that. But in any case, yeah, you definitely feel the fire beginning to light up. These two braziers emit an incredibly fiery blast, but it's concentrated in a complete line, and you see Karius get consumed by these flames. I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
It's gonna be a wall of fire or a disintegrate.
That is for you. You take. You take 60. Wow, the ones. Nice.
I take 5 damage.
Very little damage. Honestly, I guess you knew it was coming. You basically perhaps brought up your arms ready to block it as best you can. It is 10 fire damage dealt to you.
Which is half because tiefling.
Does
Yeah.
the pedestal reset?
It does. You start to see it rotate, and like you were looking for, Elias, runes around the altar that perhaps gives you a clue. You see the words in Terran. In Terran. Something in Terran.
Karius will come off,
Okay,
wiping
yeah,
off
but
some of the heat, and just say, right, what's it say?
okay. It says strength over wisdom in Terran.
Oh.
The strongest one of each, then.
I guess I'll step on the wyvern because it seems like it'd be the strongest. It's not, is
You
it?
can roll me a dexterity saving throw.
It's not, is it? Okay.
You're absolutely right. Raheem agrees with you. Like that seems like it would be the strongest. I mean, unless we're talking about a really big fish. But I need to roll a dex save regardless.
Wait, no, what?
That's a bit better.
I think I might get this actually.
Elias takes
So
22 fire damage unless you roll a dex save.
if you aren't incapacitated, you can add your shield's AC bonus to the dexterity saving throw.
your shield master.
Yeah.
No.
So I'll roll that, and then I can add
Yep.
2, I believe. It doesn't
Okay,
matter.
you passed.
I
Do
take
you
no
take
damage.
any damage?
No. I just
No.
I
All right.
take the brunt of it.
Nice. Yeah. Seeing which direction the flames came from, you just bring up your shield and they just burst over the hot metal.
How does the thing look? Does it look like it tries to like move and then reset, or does it set into a place?
It seems like it's properly reset into place now.
As it
And
upon stepping on that, does it move and then reset because it was wrong, or does it seem like it's moved into a place?
what you do know is if as you step off of it, you definitely feel the pressure plate lift back up.
So it was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So we know it's not the bottom 3. Why would it be the mouse?
Well, we don't. Yeah, Karius will sigh and stand on the mouse.
Okay.
Doesn't make sense, but
The tile goes down, and suddenly you see a blue glow coming from it.
Strength over. Maybe it's the
Tile
opposite.
has fully lit up.
Okay, I'm gonna go for the bird then. I think.
Okay.
Am I gonna go for the bird? Strength. What did it say again? Strength over.
Strength over wisdom.
I wanna go. I'm thinking either the bird or the bat. What do you think? Bird or bat?
now that I'm trying to work out why it would be the mouse.
Yeah, I don't get it. I feel like this is just gonna be like we step on things, trial and error, and try not to take damage.
My initial thought was that maybe a wyvern and all the others actually have a higher wisdom score than a strength score. And maybe a mouse is stronger than wise, but I'm sure that's not the case for wyvern.
That, I have no clue. Right, let's step on the bird.
Okay. Let me just check something.
I have no clue about this puzzle, so trial and error. Unless any of you guys have an idea.
Okay.
Steph, Kirstie, Cam.
You're just gonna hate my guts when you realize that one. So what is this? You stepped on the bird.
The bird. This is why it appears to be a tank. Even though I'm a bard.
Dear me. Okay. All right. This set of column does begin to light up as well, and you can roll me another deck save. I don't think you're gonna fail there.
For a second, I thought you were saying it lights up as in a good way.
No, it's nearly there. Okay, yeah, you don't take any damage. You bring up your shield, block the flames, and nothing really happens. Aside from the fact that this hasn't reset the first column of tiles.
Okay, in terms of my dexterity, I'll do a flip over and step onto the bat.
Okay. The bat
Well, I'm
lights
wondering
up
if it's
with red.
Well, this is a.
What was your theory, Eirina? Does the bat prove the theory?
no, it confused me.
Gonna go for the bottom one. I feel like 2 in a row would be weird. Yeah, let's do
Yeah.
that.
Roll another deck save.
And just
I'm not
like,
gonna roll damage just because you're rolling in a pass and not taking anything. Yeah, you're fine. Fire does burst. from there, but it
Onto
doesn't
the
do anything.
iguana then.
Okay, the iguana lights up
Yeah.
with a different colour though.
Does anything happen, or are we still going
Nope, nothing seems to happen yet.
here? Oh, okay. So it's not
Okay.
free. We're looking for more than free.
Try.
Are we stepping on them all? And it's like it starts with the lowest wisdom up to the highest strength or something like that.
Try the fish.
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking. Is like the mouse would be like the lowest level possible, right?
The fish lights up in blue.
Going to bird then.
The bird lights up with red.
Uh, I'm just totally guessing this. I'm just going for like
The hyena thing.
Why wouldn't it be Why wouldn't we be doing the iguana again though?
Because I'm wondering if we have to row by row, maybe.
Why?
Because
Eirina, lows in yellow.
okay, just for my curiosity, before you go do another row, try the wyvern on that row.
On the same row.
I'm wondering if it's a separate one for each. And
Okay.
that's the
It
colours.
lights up in yellow.
Then the dragon.
Oh.
And it lights up in yellow, yeah.
Oh, we're supposed to be doing it in column, not in row.
That's funny.
Which would mean that the next
Iguana.
one here would be the dog.
And the next one here is the
Lights up in
iguana.
red. That lights up in blue. And you got it, yeah. There you go. Sorry, that was frustrating.
Yeah.
That's it though. You've done it. You solved the puzzle. All of the three columns light up, and you start to see the spinning of the altar, and out of it begins to pop a large gemstone, and the gemstone kind of looks greeny with blue over it. Like, actually, just reverse that. It looks like a blue gem, but it's got like green clusters over it.
Is that the key?
That's the key.
Okay.
You got one of two.
Karius will take the key.
Okay.
But I thought you said this one had been taken already.
It must be the other puzzle that's been taken. This place does spin around a lot.
I really don't get. It honestly seemed like a weakest to strongest through that column, but I wouldn't have thought that a bat and a bird would have that much of a difference. Unless...
Try not to think about it too much. Let's move on. Alright.
It's probably going to be in terms of perception score. I bet a bird has higher perception than a bat.
Hey, we did it in the only way that we know. Stepping on them at random and taking the damage.
Well,
you took very little damage from getting it wrong.
Yeah.
And once we'd worked out sort of what it was, even if we don't understand it, we got it.
Yeah, you got it. Let's not worry about that. I didn't design that puzzle. Okay, let's move along. The other room you see is a different tunnel completely. Andi and Raheem's have been standing in it for a while now. It is lit by like a torch, or looks like a torch, but it's again probably like a little glowing gemstone. But Andi, as you go around the corner, you see there is a skeleton that looks very much dead on the ground, laying there, and also something else, like a rodent, probably a rat. It looks very rotten, and you can see it looks like it was perhaps nibbling on this skeleton, but it too is very, very much dead. And you can smell that scent of rot coming from it. The last thing you notice is there's quite a bit of splatter of blood on the floor along this corridor.
Yes. I don't know, I think more than anything she'll be just like, ew, back off again more than anything. I'm not gonna go poke the dead rat.
That's strange. Didn't think there were many rats down here. You sure that's not a chagrin? Maybe it is. He really pokes his head around the wall and says, "Yeah, you know what? Looks more of a mole to me. Just with a very long
Anyway,
tail."
I'm not poking it.
Okay, let's not poke it. Something looks like it poked them though.
Yeah,
I,
and I
I,
don't particularly want to find out what.
hmm. Well, we're either sitting in here for a while or we could go around. I mean, no wait, there is no way around, is
The
there?
dead end is going to be the only way we have to go. So
Oh
she's going to
crap.
let the others know that, of course, there's dead things around there.
Sorry. Sorry, Andy. There you go. My bad. Yes, very, very dead person around the corner. Dead rat too. Mole. Mole rat? It's a mole rat. There you go. Everyone else seems very indecisive. Kesh'an, you leading the way?
I cannot move.
You should be able to.
No.
Oh, hold on. We try and unattach you. We try now?
No, still
Okay,
nothing.
I'm just gonna.
Ah! There we go.
Okay. There you go. Okay, yeah, there's Karen. Kesh'an. You step into the corridor, where there is very much a dead skeleton,
Yes.
and
You
you hear
literally
a
just
rumble.
stepped into the spot where there's blood splatter.
Thank you, Eirina, for pointing this out, because I needed to make a dexterity saving throw. Kesh'an.
Okay. That's fine. I'm okay at this. Evasion.
Oh, on a 13 though.
You do got that going for you. If only a 13 was a little bit higher. Fortunately for you, what's happening? You suddenly feel a rumble coming from the wall. On the wall you're actually kind of just facing, and suddenly a trio of spears shoot out from the wall, attempting to skewer you.
Ah!
And yep, which it gets you, but your evasion does cause you to only take half, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, okay. In that case, you take. That's supposed to be 3d10. There it is. So you only take 14 halves. You only take 7 points of piercing damage, as you're able to quickly lean back, contort yourself, and it just skims your surface,
I turn into a
leaving
liquid.
a bit of a cut, but nothing too deep. So you're 7 damage.
Guys, be careful down this way.
The
Uh,
spears then begin to retract into the wall.
I kind of take note where the spears came out of, and I'll just try and continue through the room, but staying out of the holes.
Yeah.
Are the spears like mid-range or high-range or low-range?
They're kind of like at different levels.
So we
But
can't just crawl underneath.
you can now see where the holes were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There seems to be like 1 high, 2 low.
So I'll just take another step forward, looking out for any kind of like pressure plates or anything like that.
Yeah, looking now at the floor, it was kind of covered by blood splatter, but there is now an obvious stone that sort of went into the earth when you stepped across it.
Okay. Take another
So
step.
you dodge the storm.
Yeah, you can just simply dodge the stone.
I'll check
Or
the body.
yeah,
See
you can
if
check for more traps if you want.
I just want to. I'll check the body for traps. Fuck it.
Oh, the body. Okay, the body is long gone. It's had every ounce of flesh nibbled off of it
I
by
was
this
gonna say
rodent creature.
I would assume that by the skeleton.
Yeah, no, not only that, it seems all of its belongings are also long gone as well.
Kesh'an turns around all Pikachu face like, guys, I think he's dead.
He
We
was
lost
either,
him.
Raheem says, well, he was either naked when he died, or someone came along and stole his stuff.
Or maybe he's undead, and as you walk past, he's gonna grab your ankle.
Maybe.
Yeah, he would have done that already.
Gosh.
You're trying to scare the cat man.
Is there anything about the body, like around it? Belongings or...
No, as our Raheem points out, someone must have either taken the stuff
Oh,
or
sorry.
he was completely naked.
Gotcha.
Do we
So-
assume he died from spear wounds?
Yeah, as you can look over it closer, you can probably see one of the ribs are splintered.
Can
You
we
wouldn't see-
tell what race he is?
Medicine check?
Raheem, you said that either completely naked. Do people walk around naked in these tunnels often?
No. Why would you?
Because
No.
you said either his stuff was taken or he was already completely naked.
Yeah, that was more of my attempt at humor.
Ah. Have you ever walked these tunnels naked?
I know dead jokes aren't meant to be funny, but that one was particularly bad.
I wouldn't be caught dead with my pants down.
It'd probably be quite freeing to walk around without a care.
My brain just went, speaking of, we still have your towel.
No.
Yeah.
Wait, really? Why did you keep that?
We
I
were
just
planning,
got
The
it.
Venom's got it, right?
we were planning to use it to track you.
Well, it'd be in the bag of holding.
Why would you
I
keep
have
my
from the
dirty
bag of
towel?
holding.
Honestly, there's a reason I got rid of that. It's because it's a dirty towel.
I think it was for scrying purposes because it belonged to you. It probably had bits of you on it, so it'd be
Yeah,
useful
we were
for finding it.
trying to track you specifically, so we kept. Well, technically, Llewellyn kept it so he could scry on you, because we didn't know you. We had to have something of yours, and the towel was technically
I don't
yours.
think that's even mine. I think that's Euterpe's, and she lent it to me.
Yeah, but it's been used by you.
Right, because I was wet when I got out of the. You know what? It
Anyway,
doesn't matter.
moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
My point is evidenced by the towel, not walking around naked.
Okay.
I check for traps.
That was
yeah,
a 14 on medicine, by the way.
It's a tiefling, and the horns are there, although they're not on the skeleton. They are there because I'm telling you they're there. They are tiefling.
Don't worry, I got you.
Wait, are the horns there? Or are they not there?
They're there.
They are there, but they're not on the image.
Karius?
The rat nibbled them off.
What about?
Would it be
Thank
wrong
you.
to take a
Yeah,
tiefling?
they are there. That's all right. You can make real
I was just going to ask
Yes.
if Karius would be offended if I took the entire skull.
It just I sort of looked for Eirina. If it was anyone else, I'd probably be annoyed. But you do you.
Like a tiefling's horns worth anything?
We
Not that
are
I
not
would- I
going to
won't
be
be, but-
selling.
I just sort of looked like,
Is that how you lost your horn? Did someone harvest it?
no, I got struck by lightning.
Like, how much trouble can you get in for murder? Not that I'm going to do it, but I'm just curious.
Yeah.
I would like to take the tiefling's skull.
Yeah, you can. It detaches very easily.
I won't do it.
Although
I
actually,
stick it in the bag of holding.
okay. Yeah, it looks like the rat was gnawing on the neck bone, and you just pull it away. Okay, you can
How
write
decomposed
tiefling
is the
skull.
rat? How decomposed is the rat?
Decomposed, not very. He's rotten, but he's not turned to dust, right? He's still got some rotten meat on the bone.
Like, how's his skull looking?
The rat skull, it's got like sinew and flesh on it still. A bit of
Okay, it's still kind of gross. I don't really want that one.
It's gross, yeah.
Okay, I'll stick with the tiefling skull. That goes in the
You
bag of
pop the
holding.
tiefling skull. Yeah, it's yours.
I check for
Alright.
traps.
Yeah, you can check for traps. Give me an investigation or a perception check.
I will roll with perception.
Mm-hmm.
21.
Okay. You know now what you're kind of looking for. Some of these tiles or stones do seem to have a pressure plate attached to them, and you notice one or two of them do seem to have a slightly different elevation to the others. And you're pointing
Okay.
them out, perhaps to your
I was going to
party.
say, I'll call back and say, has anybody got any, like, charcoal? Or I look towards the bard.
Why would I have charcoal?
Writing utensils for, like, writing
Oh.
songs and shit? Oh, I could have asked the librarian, I guess.
Eirina just has like an entire box of chocolates.
That's a good point. Could I pinch a charcoal?
You think I would need to memorize or write down my compositions? What am I, a novice?
I throw you over some charcoal.
Thank you. And so as I start walking through, I'll start marking up.
So
Sure.
interesting point that I just realised looking at my character sheet. Elias has a Ivan the Walpoltinger plushie that he would be carrying on his hip or around him. And I only just realised this, and Kesh'an would probably actually see that at some point.
We have one too. Don't we?
Do we?
We have a snuggle beast.
Oh, you have a Walpoltinger stuff. But I was just looking at my character sheet. I was like, I have an Ivan the Walpoltinger stuff here,
There's only one of those.
but it's not a thingy beast. It's just a regular.
It's just a regular plushie, right?
Yeah, it's just a regular plushie.
Yeah,
And
cool.
Did you get that in Barovia?
I got it in
Yeah.
Barovia. I got it in Palaki in the festival,
That's jokes.
and Kesh'an would be the only person who recognises it, I guess, because he's the only one that's met Ivan.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
True enough.
That's
I'll
funny.
keep that in mind.
Anyway,
You know you're gonna have to like tuck him in with Egbert.
give a plushie to your child.
Yeah.
Uncle Elias gave you this.
Speaking of which, I need to find out when his birthday is.
Yeah, that's what.
Anyway, should we continue?
Yeah. The path splits off. Which way do we need to go?
You're talking to the little dustlets.
Uh,
They say,
yeah.
well, you need to get to the other room, or you need to find that other tiefling. Did you call it? The other
That's what I
tiefling had the
am.
key.
Was that not the tiefling we were looking for?
That's a good point. We just found a dead tiefling.
Unless
Click.
tieflings are more common here than one thought.
Karius hosts back, looks at the tiefling.
It's a tiefling, or it was. The skull's gone now, so it's a bit hard to tell.
Is he a big boy?
You double check over them, looking for any belongings that have been left over. Doesn't seem to be any key. And if the key is the same size as the one you've got, it's unlikely the rat would have swallowed it as well.
Just in case, Karius will just slice open the rat, just in case.
Rat guts. Rotten rat guts spill out.
Meh.
Ew.
These white marks, what are these again?
Those are my
Chocolate.
markings.
It's actually chalk.
Oh,
Turns out.
So if Karius floats over one corridor and I float over another and we don't touch the floor,
Having you up for a flashback
we just
with the arrows on the floor.
make eye
Yeah, Karius is going to check this way.
I'll check this way.
Okay, cool. You split up. Karius, you come to a door.
I'm
you can give
glazing
me
along.
Yeah, you can give me either a perception or an investigation check as you come around through here. You definitely spot the two grooves on the ground that are evident of the fact that this is perhaps where it shifts and moves. But as you come to the end and this you look at this door, it looks to be made of the same materials and the same craftsmanship as the door that you came across that needed the keys. But you're looking at it from the other side.
Maybe this is where the room rotates and it exits.
But I'm not though. Never mind.
Ooh.
Hey, is that a lemon tree?
But that's what you find, Karius. It's a dead end, and it's as with that guess of an 18, it looks like it'd be the same door.
Right. Probably don't need to worry about that. Let's go back, join the others.
Okay.
Smart enough that I wouldn't put my head in a hollow tree again.
There does appear to be a tree here, but those aren't lemons. They're small little yellow gems. And it looks like this tree has burst through the ground where it was perhaps growing topside, and now it's borne fruit underground instead.
But the gems.
Yeah, little yellow gems. They look like lemons, but
What sort?
what sort of gems?
Andi is a gem appraiser, isn't she?
Okay. Yeah, you could.
To a degree.
She has a
Andi,
jeweler's kit, yes,
would
and
you like
she
to
knows what shiny things are.
would you like to have a look before we take all these, or?
Or maybe not take all these, depending on how valuable they are.
Yeah, they might
Or
be
not
worth.
valuable.
Yeah, they are.
Went a bit bleh.
They are citron.
Citrus.
No, though they sound like citrus. No, they're citrines, which are a yellowy gemstone. It can be red and orange sometimes as well, but
What are they worth?
Oops. Yeah, you three.
or are they? You know what?
15.
15. As you look over them, and you actually they look like citrines, but then you remember money doesn't grow on trees, and this can't be a gem if it's grown, because they're normally gems are pressurized. You know, they're from the heat and pressure of lava flow. So it doesn't make sense why they'll be growing here, unless, of course, the tree makes them resemble gemstones. As you're investigating them, they do seem as hard as gemstones, but they normal gemstones they're kind of like sort of see-through, like slightly transparent. These are kind of opaque.
They have sherbet in the middle.
With the 15, you can actually hear there seems to be something hollow like about them.
Sherbet lemons!
And it's just as you're tapping on one of these fruit,
Something's good for
Andi,
RFS.
is when you suddenly hear a hiss in your ear. And something is gonna snap out at you because getting right too close to it. Can't remember where I put it though. From somewhere on this map. In any case, a flash of white scales suddenly lashes towards you, tries to sink its fangs into you. Where
Trees
did I
are
put it?
against us.
It's a really tiny dragon, and this is its sword.
I wish I could find it on here.
Please.
You will not have my sherbet lemons!
Where is it?
My citrusines.
Honestly, I was half hoping they were lemons, but they were going to be explosive lemons. Or combustible lemons. Used to burn down Life's house for giving Cave Johnson lemons.
Sorry, what?
Portal 2
No.
quote.
I can't find it. There it is. I found it.
When life gives you lemons, throw them
I
at
got it.
people.
Alright. It's got advantage, so yep. Alright, you take a little nick. Doesn't seem like it hurts as bad as what you potentially thought. It's not like getting a spear to the chest. In fact, this is indeed just a tiny snake that appears. Actually, it's about medium size. But no, it's tiny. Where is he?
Oh.
Let me grab it.
Can we keep
There
it?
he is. I found him. So this white-scaled snake has appeared and synced its fangs into you when you're getting up to these branches and you're examining these gemstones, and it lets out this hiss again in your direction.
I'm going getting the rat.
I'm gonna be a bit shocked, but you say this thing is tiny.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's a normal-sized snake, what you'd expect from something on the material plane, except
So like
very
how big
noticeably.
compared to my arm?
Yeah, exactly. It's about as big as your arm.
Okay.
Can we tame it?
Noticeably, it's got something set into the middle of its head, and you can see a very shiny looking pearl just shining there, right in the center of its forehead.
She's gonna jump first, but she'll be just like, sorry. You know, like trying to be all calm and stuff. She doesn't want to agitate this thing, and she's just disturbed its nest probably or something.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just like, I'm sorry, didn't mean to. It was just very pretty. We wanted to have a look. No,
It
very
seems to
calm. Not gonna.
coil away from you
Hmm.
as you say that.
I hand
yeah.
Andy the dead rat.
Give me an animal handling. Oh, you can give me an animal handling check as well, Andy. Just
Give it to Snake.
as
You
you're
can give
showing
it
no
to the
signs
snake.
of
I'm
fear.
not touching a dead rat.
Okay, I'll give it the dead rat.
Hmm.
I saw that almost land on
Okay.
the nat 20 and then roll off.
So,
Am I
in
aiding
addition
the
to
dead
that,
rat?
I would also like you to roll an insight. Anyone can roll an insight here, but
Okay.
there's something about this behavior.
Is this its eggs or something?
Andy, 23. Wow. You were the closest to it, and it seemed like it didn't lash out territorial, and it didn't seem like it was protecting something either. This creature, as you look at it closer, you can actually see there seems to be some scales that have been scarred, like either from some sort of bladed weapon, perhaps, you'd guess. But there seems to be very evident, like, slashes over its scales and body. This thing doesn't seem to get any closer or friendlier to you, and you guess with that insight it's because someone's hurt it. Someone
I
someone
don't
like
think
you.
rotten meat is gonna help. Have we got anything fresher?
No.
It's obvious it's been hurt.
I could give it a healing word.
Oh, my camera.
I'll give it a healing word. I'll
It
heal
tries to
Yeah.
wriggle up. It tries to wriggle up into the higher branches, but you can still healing word it if you like.
give it a healing word, and at the same time, I'll see if it wants the rat.
Okay. The healing word definitely, well, heals it. You see the scales kind of line up a little bit better. There's probably still some sort of scar, but it's looking in a much better state. In fact, that's enough to fully heal it, believe it or not.
Hey, Karius,
Dangling the rat.
have you still got that Eirina I let you have?
Yes.
Could I
Somewhere.
borrow it a moment?
Yes.
Snake
Just try
charm.
and charm the snake.
I'm gonna
I
try
will
and charm
hand
the
it.
snake.
I can't see on my sheet, but I know I've still got it because I wouldn't have given it
Yeah.
away.
I toss it the dead rat.
Okay.
Oh, what, the dead rat?
I want to get rid of it.
I have a way to make the dead rat taste better.
Yeah, do it.
Oh no.
I have dust of
I'm
deliciousness.
not feeding it a dead rat.
No, Elias is.
Making it taste better is one thing, but making it so it's a healthy meal to eat is another.
Can we do that? Do you have purified food and water?
Let's do one thing first. Elias, you've gone to go get a rat, and in that time, I'll say Andy's probably got another turn to do something. So, Andy, what did you want to try?
So I'm gonna try and play the ocarina, play like a nice, happy little bitty kind of thing, and
Yeah.
try and charm the snake. See if I can kind of like say, look, I'm not, I mean you no harm. I'm a friend, that kind of thing.
Sure, yeah. You can roll me a performance check with your ocarina. And, whoa! That's 20.
Was there any doubt?
Having been healed, it seems much, much friendlier now. It doesn't seem to be cowering away, trying to protect itself. As you begin playing that tune, it slowly emerges from the branches, hovers closer, and it seems to start following you. Its eyes locked on yours. Its tongue laps at the rhythm.
There we go. You know, she's kind of like bopping along with it, sort of thing.
It starts to nod and sort of boff away.
And then she'll eventually kind of just like hold out one arm, just to like say, you can come, it's okay.
We have a pet.
You can roll me another animal handling check. This time I'll say you can have advantage because it does seem to be charmed.
18.
Nice. Very nice. Okay. It does slowly get closer and closer and begins wrapping itself up your arm. But it looks over your person for a moment, and it does notice that you're carrying two daggers, right? Or at least one and a short sword. And then it seems to suddenly cower away from them.
It's okay. She like holds her hood so it can go and sit in the hood if it wanted to, because it's a nice big little kind of almost basket for it. It's like, you'll be safe in there.
I love the idea of when you put it on, you just get this snake.
Okay.
Right over her face.
It gives one more little defiant hiss at your swords before hiding in your hood.
It's so cute. I have a pet snake.
Yeah! Better than the pet rock.
She looks over at him. You said I could never have a pet snake.
That is not true. I said it was your mother who said you couldn't have snakes.
But I've never met my mother, so it technically came from you. So
Well,
no.
she told me not to tell you. I was just following her orders. All right, you don't want to question your mother.
Side him as to whether he's afraid of snakes.
Junkmug finally speaks up and says, "And if you're going to be calling it a snake this whole time, you want to have the correct name for it. Those things are called a pearl python, and they're very rare.
Sounds wrong, but okay.
That's just how you think, Elias, but sure. Pearl pythons are very rare, and they are also, I believe, hunted for their pearls.
Well, this one is going to be my friend.
Yeah. Knock yourself out. I don't think they're poisonous, so that's okay. But
Well, I hope not. She's
I
still
mean,
bleeding.
it's already bitter, so
yeah.
if it was poisonous, we'd have known it by now, I think.
All right. Yeah, no, they're not poisonous, but if they were, they wouldn't be as hunted as much if they were poisonous, thankfully. But
Do we need the pearl? Is that the other gem?
We are not harvesting the pearl.
No, I mean, like, if we have to, you just, have it pop its head in position.
I don't know who's been hurting it. Poor little guy.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
hope
do you
that's
know what these yellow things are?
Oh, those are stone fruit, I think. They look weird though. I've not seen that kind of color before.
I pull one off the tray and I hand it to Kesh'an because we know he's immune to poison.
That's true.
I think.
I was about to just straight up eat one. But let's use Kesh'an as the bait.
You can't eat them raw. They're crystalline on the outside. You need to break open to get in the middle.
You've obviously never had rock candy before.
It's true.
I'll just kind
They
of.
make it in the capital, breaks your teeth.
I'll just kind of like pop it in my mouth and just like have it like a hard sweet.
It just sort
Just
of
wait.
goes for a long time.
Yeah.
It does appear to be a illusionary, not illusionary, but it's it does resemble a crystal to perhaps dissuade animals from biting into them. But after a while, you start to work your way through that layer.
Is it sweet?
It is, yeah, like it is a citrusy inside, very much like a lemon sherbet. Sure.
Yes.
Is there a chance probably this python's probably been eating these?
There is a chance, yeah.
Do you know what,
I
guys,
might
then?
harvest some then, so we got some little snacks for it.
They're not
Okay.
actually that bad.
You heal. They're so good, in fact, Kesh'an.
I heard you heal.
You heal. There it is. 1 hit point.
I might indulge in another. I'll like pluck a few and pop them in my bag.
Sure.
Because I want to be friends with the python. As
Okay,
well.
I'll let anyone who wants to grab a handful give me a survival check just to harvest. We'll see how many you get based on that roll.
I'm good at the
19.
6.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Andy just takes the tree.
Andy lived on the streets, she knows how to survive.
Andy can roll a d12. Actually, no. With that natural 20, I'm going to say you can roll a d20. And that's how many you get. Nice, you get 10.
Nice.
Elias, you got a 6. You can roll a d4.
I understand.
You get 2.
Yeah. To
and
attempt to
then
be friends with the python.
and then who else rolled? Kesh'an, did you want? Oh, you got
I
19.
rolled 19.
Nice.
I got a
Okay.
15.
You got a 15. You can roll. Hold on, 1d. That's 10, 15. You can roll a d8 at Karius. You get 6. And then finally, Kesh'an, you got a 19. That's going to be a d10.
Oh,
You get the short straw.
great.
You get the last, and everyone's already picked and filled their pockets.
But guys, they're really good.
And yeah, you can put citrus stone fruit as an item on your sheet.
You know we're probably all
Can I
just
make
to call them lemon sherbets.
I've already
You
put
can-
lemon sherbet
Yeah,
on that sheet.
then the lemon sherbet. All right, so you call them whatever you like. The Jugmug says they belong to the family of stone fruit, but yeah, there's all kinds. All right.
Oh, fuck, I did it again.
Is there a type of stone fruit called a werther's?
No, not that I recall.
Alright.
No.
Werther's, how unoriginal.
Or a humbug.
No, I think they come from like the insect family of fruit.
Suddenly, the pearl python pops its head out from the hood, looks around, and then looks towards the door. And suddenly, after that, like about 2 seconds afterwards, you hear the rumble, and the wall does begin to turn once again. And sounds like the python predicted this kind of coming before it happened.
That's handy.
So with that, I just noticed the time as well.
Yeah.
As it rotates around,
As you break all my games. Again.
I'll tell you what you see before we end tonight's session though. As it rotates fully, you see. Oh, it's just a tunnel. So anticlimactic. It is just a tunnel at the bottom at this point. But through that tunnel, there is a different chamber that you have not yet seen so far. It does go back through the altar room where you could put the key in the socket if you wanted, but then that room connects to another one that you've not yet seen. and in it you see a lot of rubble. There seems to be a stone statue of a hyena, and that is where we'll end tonight's session, I think, because it is 10. But yeah, all right, getting through this. You're already 1 key down, 1 more to go, and
And we have
yeah,
a pet rock and a pet python.
you got pets, so many pets. Pearl Python, you got pet
I
rock.
think it's
Yeah,
my
great.
aim in nearly every character I have. They get a pet.
Yeah,
Because Lappy had
yeah.
two.
Just reminds me of Koski.
Hmm. Can I have
You
a
know
pet
what,
rock?
Elias?
Oh, my pet rock.
I can animate it.
You know,
Yeah,
Elias,
go on then.
give me an intelligence check, Elias, just before we end tonight's session. I just want to do something with that. I'll
Or
whisper it to you.
as Elias is like using his paints to draw sharp teeth and googly eyes onto this pet rock.
Yeah, sure.
Intelligence
This is
check,
for
you said.
something. Yeah, just a straight intelligence.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
okay, never mind. All right. Yeah,
Anticlimax.
you haven't put it together yet. That's fine.
All right. So
Alrighty. Anyways, we'll end it. We'll wrap it up, and good night all, and see you all next week, where we hopefully finish off this little mini dungeon, and get to the 3rd region of the 7-fold maze. See you all then. But also, Monday is What Lies Beneath, and Sunday for the Wild Beyond the Witchlight, the Carnival cards. Bye bye.
Bye bye.